Greetings, everyone. You're listening to the Aquila View. I'm your host, Narayan, and we are back again with yet another interesting episode of the Aquila View today. We have with us, uh, we have with us Team Nebula today from the Genesis School, New Delhi. Moving ahead with it, over the next course of 20 to 25 minutes, we'll be talking to all of these young minds over different aspects of Formula One in schools and their busy yet adventurous journey. So, before wasting any further time, let's get into the podcast. Firstly, welcome everybody to what we call the Aquila View family. I hope you all have been doing extremely well and healthy seeing the situations that we all are going through right now. Before moving ahead, I'd like all of you to please break the ice for us and give us a short and brief introduction about yourselves, what your hobbies are, and what exactly is your role in Team Nebula. We'll start with Arjun.
Everyone, my name is Arjun. Some of my hobbies are that nowadays I've started exploring the programming. So I've been doing that and I really enjoy that. Some of my other hobbies include just generally learning new things, exploring new subjects. Um, and my role in the team is a resource manager.
All right, that's great. Arpit.
Hi everyone, I'm Arpit. So basically, my hobby is playing chess. I enjoy playing chess a lot. Then I also enjoying solving various maths questions, and maths has I feel maths is very interesting. My role in
Okay.
the team, I am the team manager and the manufacturing engineer.
Okay, that's great. Athar.
Hey everyone, I'm Atharv. My hobbies include watching anime and reading manga, reading about
Okay.
astronomy, uh, and then
All
I'm
right.
very much into robotics. So for the
All
past few days,
right.
I've been sort of coding and making random stuff. And my role in this team is I'm the sponsorship manager.
Great. I'm looking forward because I personally am into so much into robotics as well. Right. So yeah. Kushi.
Hi, my name is Krushi, and I'm the social media manager for the team and
All
also
right.
the website developer. Um,
Okay.
my hobbies include, again, like Atharv, I enjoy watching anime and reading manga and
Okay.
also K drama. And other than that, I'm also interested in app development. So I've been working on Flutter for a while now, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm developing an app over there.
That's great. Rida.
All right. Hi, I'm Rida. So I suppose some of my hobbies are oh, one one is storytelling, and I do that through two mediums, and that's writing and creating art. So I suppose that would
Okay.
be most fitting for my role as a graphic designer.
Right. Really looking forward to listen to some of your stories. Right.
Oh
Definitely.
no.
Siddharth.
Hey guys, I'm Siddharth. So my hobbies are include many things actually. First of all, I like programming. I suppose I'm good at Python,
Okay.
and I even do Arduino a lot at my
Okay.
home. And like I even like binging at on Netflix, and I also play many sports, which include like swimming,
All right.
badminton, tennis, basketball, and I am genuinely interested in designing stuff and all, which probably makes me perfect for being the design and manufacturing engineer for Team Nebula.
Amazing. I mean, it's great to know all of you as person, as your hobbies. I mean, it's really great, right? So probably moving on with the podcast. Firstly, I'd like to know, since you guys are now participating in the Open Nationals, right? What is your, I mean, how do you think nationals as the competition now, right? What is your strategy that you guys are planning? How's the work pace going on? How's the timeline going on? I mean, how does that look like?
Well, we started off, regionals thinking it was just, another activity that we would try, that we would, gain experience with. It was a bit like remarkable that we got to qualify for the nationals. So, like going into regionals again, thinking of it as just another experience. we didn't take it as seriously as we could have. So passing and qualifying for the nationals made us think that, oh, we really do have a chance. So we geared up, we implemented a lot more strategies in regards to creating a lot more project deadlines and keeping in touch with our members a lot more, tracking each other's progress. Our team manager, Arpit, talks very frequently with each member. And
Okay.
within our own teams as well, we communicate a lot. We communicate a lot over WhatsApp, and we regularly have team meetings over Discord as well.
Amazing. Amazing to know about your timeline and how Arpit is probably talking to everyone, and probably each and every one of you is updating and using WhatsApp and Discord as the medium, right? Coming on next, I'd like to know how actually you all started your journey in Formula One in schools as a competition, obviously, and how Team Nebula actually came into existence. And obviously, you guys belong to same school, so probably meeting each other might have been easier. But how you all met each other, that's another question that they need to ask. And how actually that does that team formation look like?
Basically, we started our journey in the starting of December of 2020, where
Okay.
me, Atharv, and Arpit were the three people who first joined the team. Initially, we didn't have a team name, but we started gathering and looking for new members and people who might fit the role perfectly, and or also like people who we know, and we like that makes the team bonding even better. So
Exactly.
we started by us three, then we added a Kushi, Rida, and followed by Arjun. And then we decided our team role, and then the time came to start naming our team, which was, to be honest, not an easy path, easy way.
Definitely.
It kind of needs a lot of ideas and team identity thing, why the names and people liking the name. So we gave a lot of thought into it, and we came up with Team Nebula, the name,
all, all right.
and hence our team was formed.
Amazing. Athar, do you have anything else to add?
I think Siddharth covered it well.
All right, that's great. So also another team. I mean, you might have known about a team that comes from your school name, Pentafluid, right? So any inspiration from them, or I mean, do you? I mean, was that a particular? I mean, did you thought that all right, Team Pentafluid has participated and had definitely won the nationals? So was that a factor contributing to forming Team Nebula?
Yeah, I would say Team Fenta Fluid set a benchmark for us.
Okay,
So first of all, they have given us a lot of valuable feedback on every
okay,
stage of our thing. Firstly, they helped us out with the portfolios. We took references, and um, even the our engineers, as in Siddharth and Arpit, have taken a lot of guidance from Team Pentafluid.
okay,
Also, for our website development process, we got help from Team Pentafluid. They told us in what aspects our website lagged and what could have been better, and even various other aspects. Um, yeah, so Team Pentafluid, I would say, really helped us, as in they set a benchmark for us.
all right. Moving forward, the next thing that I'd like to ask you all is that what do you all think about Formula One in schools as a competition, and why you guys joined in and enrolled yourself in Formula One in schools? I need everyone to answer this question, so probably we'll follow the same alphabetical order, starting with Arjun.
Okay, so for me, F1 in schools, when I first started out, it just seemed like a very, very simple thing. Like we design a
Okay,
car and then we race the cars. It
all
didn't
right,
seem like nearly as complicated as now I know it is. Um,
definitely.
Online schools, at first, I joined it because I was interested in STEM at that time, and seeing as how some of my other friends were participating, I thought it was a good opportunity to add something to my portfolio for the college applications.
All right.
But now it has turned into a much greater experience, learning all these new things that I never even knew about before, and exploring new things. All that has made this a much more fulfilling experience than what I expected it to be.
Okay, that's great, right? Arpit, what's your experience been here?
I think I can't agree with Arjun more. So
Okay.
for me, F1 was like when I was in grade 10th, I'm right now in grade 12th. But when I was in
Okay.
grade 10th, the F1 competition happened in our schools. So I was really excited seeing many teams coming to our school, racing their cars. And I mean, it was a great experience. So I always wanted to join F1, but sadly, 10th, we have boards and then I couldn't join
Yes.
because of the pressure of giving the boards first time. So yeah, I joined in grade 11 and it has been a great experience leading the team and designing the car. It has covered many more aspects which I didn't think of.
That's great, right? Probably, I mean, obviously, grade 10th reminds me of my journey. Not, I mean, just not particular Formula One in schools, but definitely you tend to do so much things, but then you realize that all right, we have to appear for boards this time, right? So, I mean, definitely it's a different type
Right,
sort
the
of
pressure of
experience.
school and teachers and everyone.
Exactly, exactly. Athar, what's your opinion on this?
I mean, this is my second experience, so it has, I would say I got a better understanding of it in my first experience, but when I first got to know about it, it was something similar to what Arjun had said. It's just about racing car and then making presentations.
Yeah,
But like after I got the roles and we went deeper into this, it's just so much happening that you sometimes get so overwhelmed with the work you get, and
exactly.
balancing it's a task.
Yeah, but definitely, I mean, there are a lot of aspects that people don't consider before joining it, and they consider that all right. As Arjun said that it's just designing a car and racing them, but probably there are a lot of things that you need to manage at the back end, right? And that's the reason. I mean, they say that a minimum of three people in a team is required, right? So definitely, I mean, they play a very huge and extensive role in the team. Kushi, what's your experience of Formula One in schools? In schools.
So I joined in 10th grade. Right now I'm in 11th, and I'm actually the youngest member in the group. So I would say initially I was kind of scared to be with the seniors.
All right.
I just took this opportunity because I felt it would be fun, as in, I don't know, just like a new experience. But over this time period, I have built a lot of new relationships with my team members, and I would say I've been able to connect with more new people. And as a social media manager, this has, I don't know, the experience overall has been great.
Yeah.
And even when sometimes I could not completely fulfill my duties, there would be people in my team like Rida and there was Arpit. They both have really contributed to my overall progress in the team, I would say. And yeah, like Arjun, I first thought it's just about racing cars and
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it. That's amazing. Rida, what's your story?
Well, as I said, I just joined this whole thing thinking I'd gain more experience.
Yeah.
Um, in 11th, I took up biology and chemistry, and I completely deviated because I'd always been a humanities student. So I was craving a lot more of that creative release. So when Atharva pitched this as an opportunity, I was only a little apprehensive due to the time constraints given 12th grade and boards, but
Yeah.
I was really excited to try out the realm of digital art and going going with this journey in with F1 in schools. You have to consider a lot of things. So
Yes.
you have to consider the psychological effects of branding. Like you're trying to see what colors, what font would be most effective, would be most appealing,
Yeah.
or how the art that you create would extend to other aspects of our team. For example, how the logo would look stitched on our uniform. So it couldn't be too complicated, which is why we had to change it as well. So there were a lot of things to consider, and there were a lot of things that I learned as well. Um, on the plus side, I was also able to connect more with my teammates and my classmates, as Kushi also said. So it wasn't something that I really expected, but definitely something I enjoyed.
Amazing, amazing. Siddharth?
Yeah, so this is the second time I'm participating in F1 in schools. So definitely, I won't be hesitating to say that um, obviously second time experience and first time participating is kind of different. So yeah, I took the learning and things from season one, season two when I first participated. And initially, when I participated, yes, I honestly go with Arjun here. That what everything I knew, I was thinking that it's just manufacturing a car and racing it. And then as I got deeper into the competition, and then slowly we started to uncover that it's much more than just racing. It's about the portfolios, it's about the marketing, it's
Yeah,
about a thousand more things.
exactly.
So like there's almost no limit to uh, what F1 schools includes. It's totally different kind of competition from others, I'll say, at least from the ones I've participated in.
Definitely. And I mean, at I mean, on a similar ground, everyone misunderstood the competition as that all right. Formula One in schools might be definitely related to just manufacturing the car and racing it, and the competition would end up. But when once enrolled in the competition, I mean, there's a lot of thousand things that Siddharth also told that. I mean, there are portfolios, there's marketing, there are sponsorships, all of these things. Moving on, my next question is solely dedicated to Arpit because Arpit is managing the team, right? So, Arpit, what do you think is the role of team manager, right? And what, according to you, are some true leadership skills that a true leader should possess in order to have a successful season or a successful team? And what are all the challenges that you guys faced during this regional competition and how you guys overcame it?
So basically, one of the most important things I feel is communication skills, that you should be able to communicate with your teammates effectively and
Yeah,
make them understand. Sometimes the things get really demotivating, someone doesn't work, and then it's all a burden. Then, everyone has their own responsibilities, studies, otherwise, sports, home, everything. So sometimes it gets a bit demotivating, and then one has to motivate all others. So, I mean, everyone has done their part by helping me in that. I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, what do you think are some true leadership skills, according to you, that a true leader, I mean, a leader should have in it in order to, I mean, in order to motivate the team or in order to just have a effective session of any competitions or any organization that you're running?
right. So firstly was communication skills, like I told. Then one has to
Okay.
keep a track of deadlines, like
Yeah.
who is assigned what work, and then are they completing it on time? If they're not completing, is there any specific reason behind it? That's also very important. And then,
Yeah,
yeah, I
definitely.
think,
I mean, if you have great communication with your team and you're probably following the deadlines, probably a mixture of both of these things would eventually lead to a successful journey ahead, right? Definitely, I guess.
right.
So, I mean, any problems or any challenges that you guys faced during the regionals of the competition and how you probably came up with solutions for that?
Right. So first I'll talk about myself. Because of college placements, which I have to do this year, I had to give many exams, and because of that, I was not able to participate that much. I have to prepare for JEE, considering we are in India, then SAT and
Amazing.
everything.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's a bit of a challenge. And then, so what we did was we created some backlog. Sorry, we created some buffer. We created buffer for everything, so that if someone is unavailable at a particular point, they can
Yeah. I
work.
mean,
The team can work it out, right? And then
exactly.
instead of assigning tasks to a particular person, we generally assign tasks to two people at a time, so that one can do the work if one is unavailable.
Exactly, right. And it could probably be seen because, I mean, qualifying regionals is a big task, right? And probably now that you're in nationals and competing it, I mean, uh, you should definitely have a backup for each and everything, right? So at a particular time, if something goes wrong, I mean, you should have a backup or plan B ready for it, right? Coming on, my next question is related to sponsorships. So sponsorships are the backbone of any team, I guess, right? Because there are n number of things that a team is required to do, be it manufacturing the car, be it getting the car painted, or getting the 3D parts printed, or getting the merchandising done. Everything relies on sponsorships, right? Because otherwise you have to use your own resources for that. My question is that what was the strategy made to approach all of these sponsors, and was it through mutual connections or just cold emailing all of these big companies or the targeted companies? And I mean, after getting the sponsors, what is the role of a sponsorship manager, right? Because just getting a sponsor is not the role of a sponsorship manager, right? Because you have to have communications with the sponsor and get being in touch with them, and obviously you have to provide all of the details and all of the proofs that you might have promised in terms of return on investment. So all of these things is a very complex and a big process. So it would be great that if the sponsorship manager could put some light on it.
Personally, what our team did was that we tried to make a proper list of companies, sort of categorize them like totally F1 based or totally pit booth based or like sort of miscellaneous companies. So like for the F1 based, we mainly contacted car companies, and we are still contacting them, and same for pit booth and miscellaneous. So pit booth, as this year there's no pit booth, it's all virtual. We thought that we could still have these companies, and on our social media page we could help brand them or just tell the world about such companies that still exist, because like these are mainly small companies that we were targeting for a pit booth, so that it would be easier to market them and attract them in our proposal and packages. And our strategy was, I would say it was rather straightforward. We were just trying to we tried contacting our contacts also and other companies, and we still haven't really gotten any reply. We are still waiting for them.
Okay.
And you brought a very interesting aspect that it's the sponsorship manager actually has a very big role. It's not only about getting the money, but it's
Yeah,
also about the communication and the presentation. Because even after the competition ends, the sponsorship manager has to give some sort of a documentation and some sort of a
exactly.
brief about how things went on. And during the competition, he has to take care of the finances that everything is sorted. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Definitely. And, it's just not the documents that we need to provide. Also, in order to maintain a healthy relation with the sponsors, you probably have to give out some gifts or some hampers. Probably, that is how it goes. Like, so probably yes, I guess. So that's great to know about how you guys keep it very straightforward to the sponsors. And one thing I need to know that do you guys any use any mutual contacts to approach sponsors, or is it just that once you have bifurcated and categorized the sponsors, you just mail it to them?
So our first approach is obviously trying to find the contact via LinkedIn or Instagram, and that's how
Okay.
we take it forward.
All right, that's great. Moving forward, next question is about the digital media and marketing. And I personally have been observing your social media, particularly Instagram. So you guys have been doing a tremendous job, and I guess you'd be going live soon. So probably there are a lot of things that goes behind marketing and digital media as well, right? So I want to know that how you guys keep up with your social media strategy that you guys plan, and how you align it with your team identity, because team identity is a big factor in Formula One schools, right? And what is your posting schedule look like? And how does that how is that well aligned with your strategy as you plan it?
Yeah, so first of all, when we first started the social media, especially our Instagram, we did not have a very clear idea of how to go about it. It's like over the process, we learned how to just get together everything and um, I don't know, like presented. So after a lot of meetings and brainstorming ideas for what we could possibly post, we came up with the idea of firstly the F1 Fridays. That was our first
Okay.
initiative on our social media, and that we do every Friday. And then so we kept that thing, and then we would in between we would also, so I would say our social media was actually pretty
Okay.
weak. And I would say in strengthening social media, I would say our graphic designer played a very big role. I mean,
Okay.
Rida. So she we basically, firstly, to make our social media visually appealing, we our graphic designer worked on a certain scheme, that what scheme we would stick to
Yeah.
for our social media, and firstly then we implemented that. And after a lot of meetings, we came up with ideas and a posting schedule. So we now post every um, Friday, first of all, for our
Yeah.
F1 Fridays. Then Sundays, we do our shout out Sundays, where we just get in contact with teams and just see if they are ready to do a shout out on their respective
All
Instagram
right.
pages. Yeah, and then we also post a quote of the week. The post for quote of the week is still kind of variable. We just um, post it on whatever day.
Yeah.
It's like not really fixed. Yeah, and then right now we are building on our Facebook, because I feel we have a pretty good grasp on the Instagram handle. So just
Yeah.
we've worked on Facebook right now. Yeah.
Amazing to know your strategy and how you probably stick to a scheme, and probably that leads to aligning it with your team identity, right? And amazing, right? From F1 Fridays to posting quotes, and how you probably keep your social media handles active. Moving ahead, the next question is regarding the manufacturing and design of the car, because obviously at first instant we talked about Formula One in schools is just about designing car and racing. So why not discuss it now? So what do you, I mean, designing car seems pretty easy, but definitely it is not, right? Because in a era of Formula One in school itself, the competition is so much, and probably everyone is looking up for I mean, that to break that 1 second barrier, because we all know that there are some handful of teams, or those who have done that thing. So before manufacturing and designing the car, what do you guys think? I mean, I mean, while designing it from the scratch, what are all the aspects that comes to your mind? What are the inspirations that comes in mind, and how you took that inspiration, and how you probably design the car from scratch, and how you probably get that manufactured?
Yeah, so like first of all, while before starting, we obviously do the research and development things, research things rather, and then we start going forward with the car design. And certainly we do look at some more teams, cars and all. Probably try analyzing it, what might make our car better, what aspect might be damaging for our car or something like that. So it's not just like one thing that we do. It's rather many things that we may do, and then slowly we start designing the car from the scratch, from the basic model block. We start carving down
Yeah.
things on our Fusion 360 software,
Okay.
and slowly we start testing new aspects or new features on our car from using CFD and all, um, and then we slowly come to a final version of the car. But our car is currently still under development, so
Okay.
it's going on.
That's great, right? And probably, I mean, we just designed the car in the regionals, but probably what is the strategy now when we have to manufacture the car in real? What's your camp strategy? And I mean, how do you guys think to manufacture a car this time? And what are the deadlines that you're looking up for? That all right? At least 15 to 20 days before the competition, our car should be manufactured. Something like that.
Yes, actually, you exactly said the right amount of days. We plan to manufacture and finish at least almost finish our car by 15 days prior to the competition. So, like till now, hopefully the deadline is looking great. It's not lagging behind. And well, for this time, certainly it's different than the virtual regional competition because like one of the main aspect is that we need to manufacture the car.
Yeah.
So we are like, for example, while designing, we are keeping in mind the manufacturing constraints and all, and to just incorporate those in the design so that it doesn't give us any issue while probably CNC manufacturing or 3D printing the car. So
Yeah.
I think these are more or less the ideas we are following right now
Right.
because certainly it's
Yeah.
national and it's not a small competition.
Exactly. Definitely. So, this question is, I mean, this is something that a lot of people would like to ask you guys, since you guys come from Genesis. Uh, how much does your school is supporting you in this competition, and in what ways? I mean, in terms of resources, how much access do you have, and how do you feel that, all right, if school doesn't have been one of our supporters, the competition might have been a little more tough for us.
Um, certainly our school has a history of winning the national championships.
Yeah.
Season one, one of our member students represented India in season two also,
All
Team Orion
right.
Racing.
That's
And season
great.
three, as we know, Pentafluid won the national championship, and we're certainly looking forward to like be in that legacy of us winning the few national championship of F1 in schools. And yes, I believe that our school does help us in many ways. First of all,
Right.
it helps us um, it basically gives us a common ground where we can interact with each other. For example, we can set our meetings at school, and as school is sterilized each day, so it's comparatively safer to meet there. And well, our even just for example, some of the teachers also do help us. And for example, our mentor, or rather, one of our teachers, Ganesh Tiwari sir, has helped us a lot in the competition. And I think more it covers most of it. If someone wants to say so, add something.
Yeah, adding on to the points mentioned, the school has also provided us with a lot of facilities, uh, like like these 3D printers just to test out our miniature models, and these mentors that we used to get when the thing was offline. And they always create this motivating and happy environment for us, which sort of helps us to better and just break our limits. Yeah.
That's probably great, right? Probably getting 3D printers available at school probably helps a lot in creating prototypes much faster, right? And that's great to know that how, I mean, how the school is really supporting their students and probably making the F1 in schools community of the particular school more strong, right? And obviously, Genesis has a rich history probably of winning Formula One in schools at national level and probably representing at the World Championship as well. Coming on. Arpit, what do you think is your team's vision with in order to succeed ahead in the competition? Because it's the nationals now. It is not like regionals, right? Probably there would be more than 50 to 60 teams participating. Also, experienced teams would also be participating from the previous year who have been to nationals. So, what do you think should be your team's vision from now in order to win the national?
So instead of creating like very long-term goals, like we have to win nationals and that stuff, that's obviously one part of it. Instead of doing that, we create short-term goals like is like for this particular week we have to do this and next week we have to do that. So I think creating short-term goals helps that one is not, too much burdened with the work, and then also it keeps them motivated. So every once in a while we meet without discussing any F1 related work. We generally play around with each other. For example, the other day, Siddharth, Athar, and I were playing chess.
All
And
right, that's great, right? Probably that's a great team bonding exercise, right?
right. And then watching movies and doing all of that helps in team bonding, and so yeah, it helps in the competition overall.
Definitely, it helps. So, moving ahead, I mean, I really skipped it really skipped out of my mind since regional happens virtually, right? And probably the nationals is going to happen virtually, but we could say that this time we have to manufacture our cars, and racing would probably be considered as a part of the judging as well. What do you guys think? I mean, most of you have been to physical competitions as well. What do you think is a virtual competition good or a physical competition good, or probably a hybrid version of both of these things? Because a virtual competition saves us a lot of costs, right, in terms of making our pits. Right, so that is particularly one point that I keep asking all of the teams who come over the podcast, and they have their multiple opinions on it. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, so me being like being there in virtual as well as physical nationals, like certainly I can say this for certain that there is a significant difference in especially the environment and all, and rather like to some extent even the enthusiasm of participating in the F1 in schools competition, because to be honest everyone dreams or at least thinks about seeing the car race in real life.
Yeah,
So probably that's one of the things that might be the downfall of virtual finance, but it certainly it saves a lot of money and probably even resources to like being virtual finals, because like we don't really have to be virtually there. We have to basically design the things and send it.
yeah.
So this is one of the good things about virtual. But to be honest, for me, if I have to pick up between virtual finals or a physical finals, I'll be going with the physical finals because it's a totally different kind of experience. And like I remember last time in season two, the award ceremony, it was a even though like we didn't win anything, it was really nice to be part of the competition overall. It gave us an appreciation that we did reach here, we did reach this level, and just some teams were just a bit better than us.
Exactly, right.
And
And yes, yes.
yeah, I guess that's it. But yeah, more or less that's it.
All right. And probably just being a part of that award ceremony is itself a very wholesome experience, right? And that feeling, I mean, it couldn't be expressed or it couldn't be felt in a virtual competition. I totally agree with your point now, and probably this is what we have got from most of the teams that they'd go for a physical competition, and we'd also go with a physical competition. So yeah, I guess we have almost came to an conclusion of this podcast. So lastly, conclude, I'd like you guys to ask that how Formula One in schools have probably given you some life skills, and how Formula One in schools in your life has played a huge role, right? Because there are a lot of things that you gain out of the competition, right from communication to designing to 3D designing and all of these things. So, this is the question that I'd like to ask everyone, that how Formula One in schools have contributed to their personal lives. We'll start with Arjun.
Okay, so as I said earlier, Formula One has been a really huge experience for me, something I've never done before. So it allowed me to first of all see where all I lack. For example, before this, I did not know how much I lacked in my communication and coordination skills. So that's the area where I improved, where I got to know that it was area that I lacked and I improved there.
Okay.
Secondly, being in Formula One at the same time as studying for school and preparing for all the other exams, competitions, and all the other projects I was handling at the same time, that made me realize just how bad I was at time management. And I had to really start like scheduling my things and managing my time better. So that's an area where I improved as well.
So
The positive outcome of all these changes like already visible in my day-to-day life.
yeah,
In addition, working with my team also allowed me to build some new memories and have a lot of fun.
definitely. So to conclude, it's the communication thing. It's definitely the time management thing, and obviously a lot of experiences and a lot of memories, right? Arpit, what's your experience?
So basically, I learned leadership skills. Leading the team hasn't been a very easy experience, and
Yeah,
it comes with everything comes with challenges. So I think yeah, leading the team was the one experience I got. Then I also helped Kushi designing the website a bit. So
okay,
even that I have done HTML in past before, but designing the website and then updating it constantly so that it becomes better and better was also a challenge.
definitely.
Then F1 in schools also helps me, think practically. In school, we learn many subjects theoretically. For example, in chemistry, we would learn about various polymers and all, but there's
Yeah.
no practical use as such. So F1 in schools has helped me identify practical uses to various things as well.
Amazing. And as you said that everything comes with challenges. Uh, Definitely. And if there's no challenge, then probably there won't be any hustle in the life, right? So I mean, I personally believe that challenges really push anyone forward in life. And if there's no challenging a challenge in life, you probably can't think even to succeed in life, right? So that's great to hear, Arpit. Athar, what have Formula One schools contributed personally to your life?
Personally, I believe that it has helped me holistically, like enhancing
Okay,
my old skills like communication, presentation. Uh,
all right,
but after this competition, I realized that my time management has improved, and working in some sort of a time pressure, if you get what I mean, it
yeah,
helped me a lot there.
amazing, right? I mean, probably working under pressure with some time constraints. That is probably you are trying to say, right? So yeah, that's amazing, right? And you probably get to learn about how to work in some crisis situation. Amazing. Kushi, obviously you design the website, I guess, and you're also managing social media. So were all of these skills already a part of your life before Formula One in schools, or you gained it out of it?
Um, uh, Actually, I was already into HTML and CSS, similar to Arpit.
Okay.
But the thing is, designing a website is very different. Like, um, designing the website on a pre-made template is actually a very different experience, and it may seem easy, but making it as user friendly as possible was actually a bit of a task. So first of all, overall I would say managing the social media, keeping up with the updating the website, it helped me in my time management skills. And second of all, there was my communication skills, which have enhanced because I had
Yeah.
to communicate effectively with the team to ensure that
Moving ahead with Rida's experience and how Formula One in schools has contributed to her life.
Well, I suppose the most obvious answer would be learning and experimenting with various softwares like Blender, Lucidpress, and InDesign in order to become more versatile in regards to my skills. But more importantly, I would say that learning how to be more patient with my members and learning how to effectively communicate with my members if someone couldn't meet a deadline. Getting mad wouldn't exactly help.
Yeah,
Or like if they got mad with me, I would just get even more angry. So
exactly.
I had to learn how to be more patient, and you just have to be understanding since it happens and focus on finding a solution. And I guess another thing would be pushing my own comfort zone. So
Yes.
I will be hosting a live stream representing Nebula, and I had to practice a little yesterday. And it's a little nerve-wracking hosting, as I guess you can understand. um,
Definitely, yeah. Right.
but I
So
relaxed after like 20 minutes into it, so it got a little easier.
definitely, yeah. Right. And that's amazing, right? Challenging yourself and pushing your limits probably leads you to learn new skills and probably anything else in life. is more important than learning skills, right? So probably that's the best asset that you could have for yourself. Siddharth, moving on to your experience and how excellence scores contributed to your life.
Yeah, so I guess one of the major skill that required in F1 school is teamwork,
Yeah,
which I can certainly say I've improved upon over the time I'm in Team Nebula. And another important skill that I believe I have worked upon and improved is the collaboration between people.
yeah,
Because being the design manager, I need to design and manufacture engineer. I need to be in contact with many people. For example, graphic designer for the coloring of the car, coloring of the car, the manufacturer engineer, even the resource manager at times. So it does. This probably is one of those skills that might have affected F1 schools might have affected overall. And certainly there's this more improvement in skills for designing cars and just general things about team, how to work in a team and all.
yeah. Probably I agree to what Siddharth said, and that's totally. I totally agree with what your experience says in how common learning schools as a competition has really contributed to your life. And definitely it's the time management and the teamwork that probably the best key factors that we need to uh, maintain in a team in order to be winning anything in life, right? Because if you have a great team that has aligned vision, and if you really believe in the team, and you really follow deadlines apart from definitely skills, so anything is possible. So by this, I guess we've definitely came to end of this wonderful episode with these amazing people from Team Nebula. uh, Till then, stay tuned to the Aquila View. I'm your host Narang, signing off.